The message came at 11:47 p.m. Girls' night out. 3 words, a smiling emoji, a silence that lasted too long afterward. She had said it casually over breakfast, eyes on her phone, toast untouched. I need to find out if size really matters. You will never know. Don't worry. I remember the way the coffee tasted like metal. I remember nodding. Okay. That was all I said. No anger, no questions, no flinch. That night I stood alone in the kitchen, the refrigerator humming like a witness that refused to testify. I watched the minutes bleed into hours. I imagined nothing. I planned everything. When the doorbell rang just after midnight, I didn't rush. I didn't check the peephole. I already knew the sound of footsteps on the other side. Confident, familiar, borrowed confidence. I opened the door slowly. Her face froze when she saw who stood behind me. The betrayal didn't arrive with fireworks. It crept in weeks earlier in fragments, a new passcode on her phone, gym clothes that never smelled like sweat, laughter she didn't bring home anymore. She started measuring me with her eyes, like a problem she had already solved elsewhere. I told myself stories at first. Work stress, aging, boredom. Lies are easiest when they protect routine. But that sentence kept replaying. Size really matters. Not as an insult, as a test. She wanted permission, or absolution, or a reaction she could justify leaving. I gave her none. Silence is a mirror. People eventually see themselves in it. I watched her without being seen. The way she angled her phone away. The way she showered immediately after coming home late. The way she stopped saying my name during arguments, as if rehearsing its absence. I didn't confront her. I cataloged her. The night she left for that girls' night, I followed patterns instead of cars. I checked shared locations she forgot she'd enabled years ago. I pulled phone records with a calm I didn't recognize in myself. One number appeared too often. Always after midnight. Always short calls. Intimate calls don't need words. I Googled the number. I didn't recognize the name. But I recognized the address. My address. The truth arrived quietly. In a manila envelope, I requested under the pretense of refinancing. Background checks are cheap when you know which forms to sign. His photo stared back at me. A contractor, recently divorced, temporary housing, living with me. I rented him the basement 6 months ago. Quiet guy. Polite. Never looked me in the eye for too long. I understood then why he avoided me. When she walked in that night, heels in hand, lipstick uneven, the shock hit her before the guilt could catch up. She saw him standing behind me in the doorway, keys dangling from his fingers like an accusation. His face drained of color. You? She whispered. Not to me. I stepped aside and let her in. The door closed softly behind her. No slammed doors, no raised voices, only the sound of something collapsing internally. I handed her the envelope. I didn't explain it. She opened it with trembling hands. Photos. Call. Logs. Dates. A lease agreement. With his signature, my signature. You knew, she said. I listened, I replied. He tried to speak. I raised one finger. He stopped. Power is subtle when it's absolute. I told her I had already filed the paperwork, divorce, eviction, termination of contract. All legal. All clean. He would be gone by morning. She would be gone by the end of the week. The house was mine. The silence after would be permanent. She cried then, not for love, for miscalculation. I just needed to know, she said. I nodded. So did I. I walked them both to the door. He wouldn't meet my eyes. She looked back once, searching for something she could still wound. There was nothing left. Now the house is quiet again. Not empty, quiet. I sit where I always did. Coffee tasting normal for the first time in months. I don't wonder anymore. I don't measure myself against ghosts or lies. She wanted to know if size mattered. It did. Just not the way she thought.